Hey, what's up guys? Dan Henry here. And first, I want to thank you so much for registering for the webinar. You are going to absolutely love it. I am actually going to show you how to make $10,000 in a month with Facebook ads clients. But first, I want to go through what I like to call easy ROI clients. Okay, this is one of the secrets to running a successful and profitable Facebook ad agency from the get-go, especially if you are just starting out. So I'm going to go over this in a little bit more detail, and I'm going to show you how to make this actionable during the webinar. But in this video, I'm just going to give you an overview of what I consider an easy client and a hard client and why. All right. So here I have a list of several different examples of clients. Now, let's take a look first at easy clients and hard clients. So you'll notice that I have here easy ROI clients. Why am I saying easy ROI? Because let's be real, guys. When someone hires you to run ads for them, they're not really hiring you to run ads. They're hiring you to make all their problems go away. At least that's what's happening in their mind. So if someone hires you and you successfully and effectively run Facebook ads and get them leads, but they suck at sales or they don't follow up with those leads, if they don't get an ROI, they're going to blame you. And even if they don't blame you, they're probably not going to hire you again because it's just not working for them. So we want to avoid that situation. That's one of the mistakes that I made during my career. And we don't want to run into that situation. So let's take a look. What I consider an easy client is something like a dentist or a chiropractor or a plastic surgeon or a restaurant or a gym. What I consider a hard client is someone like a business or marketing coach, someone selling a course, a marketing agency, membership sites. Now, why is this easy and why is this hard? Simple, all right? No one has to convince anyone to go to a dentist. See, people don't need convincing to go to a dentist. People need convincing to hire a business coach. That's not a normal thing. You don't just normally hire a business coach. You don't normally hire a life coach. You don't normally take an online course. You don't normally hire a marketing agency. You don't normally sign up to a membership site. But you normally go to the dentist. If you have a problem with your teeth, you go to the dentist, all right? If you have back problems or you got into a car accident, you go to a chiropractor. Nobody has to really convince you on this. If you want bigger boobs, you go to a plastic surgeon, all right? If you want a nose job, you go to a plastic surgeon. If you want to eat, if you want to go out to eat, you go to a restaurant. If you want to work out, you go to a gym. But if you want to make sales, you don't necessarily hire a sales coach. You don't necessarily take a sales course or sign up to a membership site. You have to convince people that this is a path they want to take. You don't have to convince anyone to go to the dentist, all right? So that's number one. That's a huge difference. So with this, when you take on a client like this, you're essentially praying, hoping that they have all of their follow-up and their marketing or in their sales and all that and their product is all down and good. You have to rely on the fact that they're good at what they do, that they can close the sale, and that their product is good. Because if it's not, no matter how good you are at Facebook ads, it's not going to matter, all right? And in the past, when I've taken on these clients, I've looked at their business, and I've ended up doing more work that I wasn't getting paid for in business consulting because this all wasn't good, all right? However, over here, I mean, what dentist doesn't know how to pull a tooth? You know, and if you go to the doctor and you're like, oh, that doctor was kind of rude, or I didn't really like that, you still pay. It's just normal. If you go to a restaurant and the food is okay, but it's not great, you still pay, all right? If you go to the gym and the gym's not as clean one day as you like it, you still pay every month, all right? These are not hard sells. And The second reason is these are relatively high return. So for instance, if it costs you, say, $50 to get somebody to walk in the door at a dentist, it should cost you a lot less. But if they sell a crown, you know, if they go in and they end up getting a crown, or they end up getting an implant, that's like $3,000 to $4,000. That's high value to them. A chiropractor, that can be thousands. You know, if it's an insurance thing, that could be thousands in revenue for this chiropractor. Plastic surgeon, if someone needs a nose job, that's what, 5, 6, 7 grand. You know, fake breasts or $5,000. That's big money. Restaurants and gyms. When someone finds a restaurant they like and they keep going, that's recurring revenue. When someone goes to a gym, they pay every month. That's recurring revenue. That's revenue that this client's going to get every month. So this is easy because it's very easy to get results for these clients because you don't have to convince people to go there. You just have to convince people to go to that particular dentist. All right? If everybody hired a business coach, then all you have to do is convince your prospect to go to this particular coach. But first, you have, you know, in the real world, first you have to convince them that they even need a business coach, and then that one. Whereas here, you simply convince them to go to this particular dentist. Now, in the middle here, we have sort of a combination of the two. Real estate agents, car dealers, tax services, lawyers, things like this have a little bit of both elements. And these can be a little bit harder. I've had a lot of success with real estate, but I would not recommend that you try that on your first go. I recommend sticking to these clients. Now, in the webinar, I'm going to show you how to get easy results for these types of clients. I'm even going to give you an absolutely free Facebook ad funnel that you can just plug in your client information and go and run it. And it'll give you a great starting point to get results, and it should give you results right away in many cases. So I'm going to give you that free at the end of the webinar. So again, stick with the easy clients, and then maybe, after you've really gotten the hang of Facebook ads, then you can move on to the medium clients. But here's the thing, guys, the medium clients are not going to pay you any more than the easy clients. In fact, a lot of these clients won't even pay you more. They'll try to pay you less because, see, these guys are having a horrible time with sales. So their ROI is even worse because they have other problems besides Facebook ads and leads. So if you really wanted to kick ass, you could just stick with this column and make a ton of money very fast. That's how I was able to make $10,000 my first month running Facebook ads, because I stuck with easy clients. Now, eventually I got into real estate and I really found my niche, or my niche here. I ended up, I got interviewed on several national publications, and I got featured on lead pages for this. I spent $441 on a campaign and generated $900,000 in real estate sales. That was like really, really good. And I do offer some advanced training on Facebook ads if you want to get to that level. But in this webinar, I'm going to show you the basics of starting your own simple Facebook ad agency. It doesn't have to be complicated. So guys, that is a primer on what makes an easy or a hard client. I hope that sort of opened up your brain a little bit to how we're going to approach this. And I'm going to show you some actionable steps on how to get one of these clients within a few hours. Some of my students have even gotten some of these clients within a few minutes. And I'm going to show you screenshots of me actually telling my students, hey, do this thing. And they're like, oh, that's not going to work. And then they do it. And then like 5 minutes later, there's clients signing up. And I'm going to show you those screenshots. So you don't want to miss this webinar. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait to see you there. All right, guys, in the last video, we talked about easy ROI clients and what makes an easy client and what makes a hard client. So now I'm going to go into what I call the rule of 10. And it's my personal rule with Facebook ads. You see, a lot of people believe that the ad is the most important part of running a successful Facebook ad campaign, and that is the farthest from the truth. All right, so let me show you here. You have all these boxes here, and this box, as you can see, says ad. All these other boxes are other elements of a successful Facebook ad campaign. So let me go through them real quick and explain each one. So you have your ad, and this is your actual Facebook ad. Then you have your bait. Usually, 9 times out of 10, when you run an ad, you are saying something, giving something away that is bait for them to give you their contact information, their name, their email, their phone number, whatever. That's your bait. Whatever that free or discounted offer is, or whatever it is, that's your bait. Then you have your landing page. Your landing page is where they actually give you their contact information so that they can get the bait. If they fill this out, they then go to the thank you page. And the thank you page is important because the thank you page is going to encourage them to take yet another action and move them just a little bit closer to the sale or getting on the phone with you or whatever your goal is. So then you have your emails, and your emails are your follow-ups after this is completed. And then you have your retargeting. Your retargeting are separate ads that only are shown to people that either went to the landing page or went to the thank you page, and again encourages them to take whatever step you want them to take closer to the sale. And then you have your actual targeting. You know, how are you going to choose who to show these ads to get them to get the right people into this? Because you got to have the right offer and put it in front of the right people to have a successful Facebook ads campaign. So that's the targeting. And then you have your split testing, and that's where you split your audiences and you figure out what's working best, and you keep the low-cost ads and you throw away the high-cost ads so that you can get the most for your money. And then you have the research, and the research tells you what to do here. The research is going to tell you what kind of bait you should use. You don't just make it up, you do research. All right? And then the offer is actually what you're selling to make sure it's right for your audience. So as you can see, the ad is only 10%, and that's why it's called the rule of 10. It's only 10% of the overall strategy when it comes to Facebook ads. Now here's the good news. If you choose an easy ROI client, then a lot of these boxes become very, very easy to get right. They're very simple to nail. If you choose a hard client like a coach, like a life coach or a sports coach or a business coach or something like that, now the research module becomes super, super, super important. All right? I mean, you have to nail this and your offer for you to even have a prayer of any of this working. Whereas when you choose something like a dentist or a gym, the research, I mean, it's pretty obvious what people want when it comes to those type of industries, but when it comes to a specific type of, coaching or membership site or something, it's not quite as simple, all right? So this is, again, what I call the rule of 10, and as you can see, your ad is only one little small part of what makes a successful Facebook ad campaign. So guys, I'm going to show you how to nail this with easy ROI clients during the webinar you signed up for. So you really, really do not want to miss this webinar because I am going to actually show you a very, very simple funnel for easy ROI clients where you can nail this, and I'm actually going to give you the funnel for free. I'm going to give it to you, and you can plug your client info right in. It's plug and play, and you can start running ads, and it's free. So I can't wait to see you guys on the webinar. All right, guys, this is the last video for you to watch before the webinar. And in the last two videos, we covered what is an easy ROI client, what's the difference between easy and hard clients, and then we also covered the rule of 10, which showed you why the ad is really not the most important part of it's not the end-all be-all of a successful Facebook ad campaign. There are other elements that matter that you have to get right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over a little pixel magic with you. I want to share a little bit of tech knowledge with you so you can sort of begin to wrap your mind around this whole pixel thing. I know that it confuses a lot of people. All right, so basically you have your Facebook pixel, and I'm just going to write that little HTML code sign there. Now this is your pixel, and all it is just a piece of code that Facebook gives you. Don't worry about the old pixel. That's on its way out. Don't even use that, the old conversion pixel. They're using the new Facebook pixel. All right, so here's how it works. Let's say you have you have yourself a landing page, and then you have yourself a thank you page, all right? And maybe you have just your website, so we'll just put website, all right? And then maybe you have, like a contact form, contact, right there, on your website, whatever. Okay, so you have all these pages. You have your Facebook ads funnel, you have your website, you have your contact form on your website. What you want to do is you want to take this Facebook pixel and you want to put it on every single thing. Okay, and what's going to happen is Facebook is going to learn what people do on these pages. It's going to learn about its users. And later, you can use this data to run campaigns. However, if you are brand new, if you have never run Facebook ad campaigns before, or you're running them for a client and they've never run ads before, and it's a brand new, fresh pixel, all right, you still want to put your pixel on these pages. But when you run your first campaign, it's a good idea to run clicks to website as your objective when you run your very first campaign. The reason for this is when we run a website conversions campaign, what the website conversions campaign is doing, it's allowing Facebook to optimize for all this. So if there's some data there, Facebook can look at who opted in to the landing page, and it can then put your ad in front of other people that are similar to those people based on an algorithm, and make it a lot more likely that your ad will be in front of people that are likely to opt into your landing page. Okay? You can also take that Facebook pixel and you can create retargeting ads for only people that visited your contact form, or only people that, like, let's say people visited your website but they didn't visit your funnel, and so you want to run a retargeting ad to get them to your funnel. Or if they're on your contact page and you want to run a retargeting ad that says, hey, call me, whatever. You can do that with the pixel. You can do a lot of things with the pixel, and I will get more into that. That's not what I'm covering in this video, but what I'd like to really get across to you guys is the difference between a clicks to website campaign and a website conversions campaign. Ultimately, this website conversions campaign is where you want to be because it's going to give you the lowest cost per lead. However, if Facebook has no data to optimize for those conversions, then you're better off temporarily running a clicks to websites campaign as your first go. You want to get 50 to 100 leads, and these 50 to 100 leads are coming from this funnel here. All right. So as these leads and these people come in, and as they convert, Facebook learns. So now the pixel is being seasoned. It's on these pages. Facebook is learning, and the objective here really is to just get the lowest cost per click and get people to this campaign. Once you've got 50 to 100 conversions, now Facebook has enough data to really learn, and now you can start running website conversion campaigns, which should, in theory, give you a cheaper cost per click, because now Facebook knows what kind of users are actually, going through this process and getting to the thank you page, because that's how Facebook figures it out. If you hit this thank you page, that means you opted in, because the only way to get to this thank you page is if you get there from the landing page. So Facebook goes, okay, what kind of people are landing on this page, from the ad? Let's take those type of people, let's find people similar to that, and let's put the ad in front of them. And that's what happens with website conversions. With clicks to website, it's simply just sending people to your website. Now, if you're having monumental success with your clicks to website campaign for your client or yourself, I mean, you could also go by the theory of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I myself have had the most success with website conversions campaign because I'm allowing Facebook to optimize for the people most likely to take my offer. And that to me is a very, very important aspect that you need to know if you're brand new at running Facebook ads. So to summarize, run clicks to website for your first 50 to 100 leads so that your funnel gets, your pixel gets seasoned in your funnel, and then start running website conversion campaigns. And even if it's to a different landing page or whatever, it doesn't matter, because it's still learning what type of people are opting in for offers and stuff like that. So guys, I hope this kind of helped you understand what your first step should be when you run a Facebook ad campaign in terms of your goal. And with that, I cannot wait to see you on the webinar. Yes, I am going to show you how to land your first client within a few minutes. I'm going to show you how to get easy results, how to get those easy ROI clients, and how to scale it to multiple clients so that you can make upwards of $10,000 or more per month. And it only takes 6 or 7 clients. So stay tuned, guys. I cannot wait to see you on the webinar. Make sure you check your email for the webinar time and date, and make sure you get there on time. I'm not waiting around. I'm going to start on time. See you guys. All right, so this is module 0. I'm going to call this module the nutshell. And the purpose of this module is to sort of give you an overview of what we're doing here, how to create a winning Facebook ad, different ways to do it, what's required of you. And then in the following modules, I'll teach you literally and specifically step by step how to do each part, like the targeting, like the creating of the ads, like all that stuff. But in this module, you're just going to get a basic overview and the strategy of what we're doing so that you fully see the big picture. And then we'll get into specifics in the rest of the course. All right. So the very first question you might be asking yourself is, will I succeed? I mean, that's what I asked myself when I started with Facebook ads. Hell, that's what I ask myself when I start with almost anything in business. Will I succeed? So you're asking yourself that question right now. I totally understand that. I get that. You probably feel a little bit like this guy. Okay. You're nervous. You're kind of like, oh my God, am I going to succeed? Am I going to fail? I haven't been doing too good with what I've been messing around with, and then you start to get into it and you feel like this guy. You're still frustrated, but you're like, oh, I'm almost there. I got it. I think I got this concept down. I think I got that concept down. And then you feel like this guy and you're just like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming, and you feel like that. And then you're going to feel like this guy where you just want to pull your hair out because you're not understanding why the things aren't working. Okay. And then eventually you feel like this guy where you just don't give a crap anymore. And you're just like, screw the world. I don't care. I'm just over it. And then you're going to start pointing fingers. You're going to start pointing fingers at yourself, at other people, at your clients. You're just going to point fingers everywhere. And then eventually you're just going to go nuts again and you're going to freak out. And this cycle is going to kind of continue. All right. But the beautiful part about this is, and listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. Listen very, very carefully. It only takes one.
It only takes one successful winning Facebook ad to change your business and your life. Only one. And then you feel like this guy. And then you feel like this Superman, this superhero stick figure here. Okay. Now, let's get a little further into this. Take a look at all these dice. Imagine you roll all these dice, and all these dice are Facebook campaigns that you run. Okay. Maybe some of them are before you started with me here in this course. Maybe they're all after, whatever. You fail at most of them. Okay. But eventually, after testing and tweaking, you're going to succeed at one. And that one is going to be worth all the failures. And then eventually you're going to keep running ads and you're going to succeed at more, but you're still going to fail at more than you succeed. And then eventually you're going to succeed at most of them. And then eventually you're going to get to the point where I'm at, where pretty much every campaign you run is a winner. Okay. This is, learning anything, especially Facebook ads. It's not a weekend thing. It took me a long time. And what I realized was, anything worth learning or doing takes a little bit of time and learning. Okay. It's not something you can do overnight. Now, the secret to Facebook ads is not knowing what kind of ad and targeting to run. It's a process. Okay. It's a process to figure it out. It's knowing a good starting point, testing, and finding the winner. Okay. You see, I don't always know the best Facebook ad to run. Now, if it's a business I've been in for a while, if it's a client I've had for a while, or if it's, my list, what I offer, I know exactly what to do right away. But when you first start on something, sometimes you do get a winner right away, but you got to experiment. And what I'm going to be teaching you is the process to experiment and to figure it out and to make that happen quickly. Because if you just experiment randomly, you'll either never going to find it out, or you're going to spend a bunch of money before you figure it out. And the way I do it is I spend very little money to find the winner. Okay. Let me say that again. I spend very little money to find the winner. I find the winner quickly and cheaply. And then when I find it, I scale it up. Done. Like I said, most of my campaigns now are winners because I'm so used to doing this. But if you gave me like for instance, I had a client recently. They sell children's yoga franchises. I know, weird, right? When I started the first campaign, I had to tweak it a little bit because I don't know anything about children's yoga. It was a brand new thing. And at first we had like $3 conversions, which I know to some of you guys might be great, but to me, it's not very good because of the level I'm, at and where I hold myself, the bar I set for myself. So after about 2 weeks of me, narrowing some targeting down and figuring some things out, I finally, and also ad copy and things like that, I finally figured it out. And now we have like 78 cents to dollar leads. All right. And then we got some like 220 leads, stuff like that, much, much lower. So please keep in mind that this is a process to find the winner. And when you find the winner, it's worth a lot of money. It is worth it to find it. Okay. The winner, again, I'm going to say that again, is worth a lot of money. A lot. So it's worth it to find it. Okay. Let me give you an idea of what that looks like. The winner is usually obtained by putting the right offer in front of the right people and getting their attention fast. So essentially, when I say the right offer, the right freebie, the right bait, the right thing to get them in the door as a lead, the right people, obviously meaning targeting, and getting their attention fast, meaning creating an engaging ad. All right. So these are the components that are, present all the time when you have a winning Facebook ad. All right. I know some of you guys know this, and I've said this before. The average attention span of an adult today is only 9 seconds. So you need to be engaging, all right? Your ad must be engaging. You have to reach out, grab their attention, and pull it in. You can't be boring. You got to reach out, grab their attention, pull it in. So keep that in mind. And it doesn't just have to be video, it can be anything. You got to reach out, grab their attention quickly, and pull them in. So now I want to talk about the value scale. Okay. Value scale is very simple to understand. You have a low end and you have a high end. Now, across this value scale are different types of businesses. You know, at the low end, you might have some, you know, like an ice cream shop. And then a little bit more valuable is a restaurant because, you know, you go out to a dinner. And then a little bit more valuable is a massage. And then maybe a gym because you're going to a gym every month for your health. And then a doctor. The doctor is, you know, treating your health. Okay. And then maybe a car dealer because, you know, you're buying a new car. That's a big move in your life. And then real estate. You're dealing with a realtor. Oh, you're going to buy a new house. That's a big thing in your life. Business to business service. You know, you're hiring somebody to change your business to increase it and bring you more sales. So that's a little bit more valuable. Then you have an online course. You know, the online course is going to teach you something that will allow you to do this. Okay. Or allow you to do whatever you want. So it's a little more valuable. Then you have private coaching or online coaching. That's more valuable because they're taking one-on-one time with you. And then you have high ticket. High ticket is going to be, you know, $20,000 masterminds or big events or something that, you know, Tony Robbins will sell you for 30 grand. You know, those are high ticket. All right. So down here we see what happens and what's required on each end of the value scale. So the lower on the value scale, the easier it is to succeed. The less time it takes to make a sale and the less charisma needed to make a sale. But it's also lower reward, you know, $2 ice cream cone or a $40 dinner versus a $20,000 coaching program. All right. So over here we have, it's a little bit harder. Okay. It's a little bit harder to make the sale. Well, it's a lot harder all the way at the end here. And then it takes more time to make the sale, a lot more time. There's more charisma needed. And of course, there's higher reward when you do make it. So keep in mind this value scale when you're coming up with an ad. All right. So if you're trying to sell high-end stuff or, you know, a business to business service, it's going to be harder than promoting a local gym or massage place or restaurant or bar or nightclub. Nightclubs are super easy to promote. Super easy. That's how I got my start in Facebook ads. But doing a $1,000 course, that's way harder. All right. Facebook ads in a nutshell. This is what we're doing every time we run a Facebook ad. These are the basic overall components. We want to do research. And based on that research, we want to come up with bait. And the bait gets them in the door. Okay. And then based on that bait, we want to create an ad to deliver that bait. And then we want to bring them into some sort of funnel to then eventually bring them to the sale. Okay. So it's a step-by-step process to go from the ad to the sale. But this is the psychology and the strategy behind what we're doing. We research things, we create bait based on the research, we then create an ad to deliver and offer the bait to hook your customer, get them in. Once we get them in, we put them in the funnel, they go through the funnel, and then we hit the sale. Okay, so let me explain this a little further. The research, what do they really care about? If you think you know already, just slap yourself because you don't. Okay. And I think through the students I've had so far, we've already kind of set the bar here and we've known that nobody really knows their customer unless they do the research. Okay. I've had multiple students try to create their bait and everything based on what they think they know, and it doesn't work. And then when they do the research, they find out something totally different. All right. So do the research. If you skip this part, you will fail. I promise you. And if you don't fail, you're just friggin' lucky. Okay. So what do your customers really care about? Or if you're running ads for your local, for like local clients, or whatever, then what do their clients care about? What is their number one problem? Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do all this, but what is their number one problem? What is it? All right. What is their number one desire? What is it? What is the number one thing they want to know or have? Now, I'm going to teach you how to do this research and how to effectively find this stuff out for sure. But for right now, I'm just going to let you know that this is what you need to do. That lesson comes after this introductory lesson. All right. So once we figure out their number one problem, their number one desire, and this should be similar or a complementary. What is the number one thing they want to know or have? That's when we create the bait. But we got to ask ourselves, will our bait work? Okay. The bait is based on the research. We want to give them that. We want to give them the number one thing they want to know or have. But will it work? So that's where we come here. Do they really want our bait? Did we really get the research right? Do they really want that thing? Because if they really want it, it should work as long as you are credible enough to deliver it where they know that what you're giving away is legit. And obviously, you need to be the higher up on the value scale, the more credible you need to be. For an ice cream cone or a restaurant, you don't really need much credibility. In fact, you need almost zero. So again, you need more credibility as you go up the value scale. And then, are you entertaining? Now, you always need this, okay? Again, the 9 seconds. You have to be a little bit entertaining because you have to get their attention within 9 seconds. Again, the higher up the value scale, the more important it becomes. But overall, you got to be a little bit entertaining or engaging to get people's attention so they actually look at your ad and read the rest of your ad and figure out what your bait actually is. If you don't catch them on that initial few seconds, they're never even going to read the rest of your ad. So you're going to sit there and go, well, what about my ad copy and all? It doesn't matter. You're not getting their attention to where they can actually read it anyway. Okay, so it might not be your copy. Maybe you're just not engaging enough. All right, that's something to think about. All right, let's move on to the ad. In the ad, you need to make sure you hit all the points. You need to show your credibility or results. Again, this is required on the higher end of the value scale. On the very, very low end, it's really not required at all. So you need to demonstrate these. You need to mention the pain or the desire or both, preferably both. Okay. And you need to use the most engaging ad type you can. So if you are really good on camera, you need to do video. If you suck on camera, well, maybe you should do image carousel or a slideshow video ad, which is new. I'm not going to get super into that. I'm not going to really talk about those different ad types yet. That's going to be in later lessons. I'm just letting you know that you need to pick the ad that is most engaging that you're capable of doing. And usually that's video. For real estate though, I use image carousel a lot because that's pretty engaging, because when people are kind of shopping for something, like looking at houses, they're moving their thumb across the phone. And in that instance, that's more engaging than video because they're physically moving their finger, and that's they're like playing with the phone. So that's actually the most engaging at that point. But if it's, a video on coaching, like maybe business coaching, then that's going to be video. Or if it's an ad on coaching, you would want to use video. All right. Because nobody's going to scroll with their thumb through, images of coaching stuff. That doesn't even make any sense. So in that case, you'd want to use video. Okay. So let me just go through these 3 things one more time. Show credibility or results, especially the higher up on the value scale. Mention the pain, preferably first, or the desire first, or both. If you mention both, mention the pain first and then the desire. Hit all the points. Use the most engaging ad type you can, as I just said. Finally, offer the bait. That's what the ad is for. The ad is not to sell your product. The ad is not to do anything but offer the bait. That is the sole purpose of your ad, is to offer the bait. Okay. Then we move on to the funnel. Now, this is where you need to choose a funnel. There are an infinite number of funnels. There are so many, and I'm going to show you some. I'm going to show you some in this very lesson. But you need to choose one, okay? And in your funnel, you need to make sure you install the pixel on all funnel steps, if possible. There are some non-page funnels, and I'll get into that as well. But you want to install your pixel, your Facebook pixel on all of them. And if you don't understand that yet, that's totally fine. I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, in this module, I'm telling you what you need to do. And then in the rest of the course, I'm going to show you how to do it. So you need to echo your ad on your landing page. Remember, if they click through your ad because they want your bait, that means that they want your bait. So really at that point, your landing page doesn't have to do too much extra convincing. It simply has to not discourage them from getting your bait. It can't have a bunch of crap on it. It's got to be clean, easy, echo your ad. When I do webinars, I just take the same video I use in my ad and I put it on the page. And then I have this big, I just have this big button that says, sign up for the webinar or reserve your spot or whatever it is. You need to also deliver with your bait. Now, when I say deliver, I don't mean send them the bait. I mean deliver. I mean your bait needs to be awesome. It needs, if it's a free cheat sheet or a free case study, you have to deliver. You have to impress them. Okay. Focus on impressing your clients and you'll make sales. Impress them first. All right. And finally, a call to action on your thank you page. You want them to take an additional step. It could be a small step. It could be a big step. And I'm going to get into that here in a minute. But you definitely want to encourage them to do something after they've signed up, something small. And a lot of times you can give them an incentive to do so. And I'm going to get into that as well. Finally, the sale. And that's the hard part, right? You need to choose a way to follow up, whether that be retargeting ads, an email sequence, sending them direct mail, whatever it is. You need to figure out a way to follow up. All right. Choose that. You need to build value during your follow-up. You can't just send them, hey, buy my stuff. Hey, buy my stuff. Hey, buy my stuff. In fact, I very rarely ask people to buy my stuff. I just keep impressing them. And most of the time people are like, how can I give you money? What do you sell? Do you have a course? Do you have a program? Do you have coaching? And again, the higher up on the value scale you are, the more you'd want to do that. The lower down, the sooner you can ask for the sale. Okay. So just always remember that value scale, especially for you guys out there, guys and girls that are taking on clients for Facebook ads. All right. And then you need to choose a method of sale. Do you want them to come into your business and you want to talk to them? Do you want to get them on the phone? Do you want to bring them to a sales page? What? You got to choose that. All right. Keep in mind that all of this stuff, from the funnel to the sale to the ad to the bait, all of this stuff you can experiment with. You can try, and I did when I built my coaching and my marketing. I tried different freebies. I tried different things. I saw who bought the most, when I offered this, that, and each time I did it, I got better and better and better results. And that's what you're going to have to do. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you the building blocks. You can move the building blocks around. You can put them in different spots. You can experiment. But at the end of the day, I can't just hand you a golden key. Nope, nobody can. You're going to have to, and some of you will get lucky right away. Some of you will hit it a home run right away. And some of you will struggle. For those of you that struggle, you're just going to have to work harder. It's okay. I did. I had horrible social anxiety, and now I'm a social butterfly. I worked through it. Everybody has challenges, and they're all different. So if you fail a few times, don't freak out. Don't think down of yourself. I did too, and I eventually got through it. One more note before I get into these example funnels. Retargeting. Retargeting can enhance any funnel, and I'm going to show you some examples of that. You can put retargeting at the end of the funnel, in the middle of the funnel, before. You can put retargeting sort of before the ad even. And that's kind of advanced, and I'll get into that later. But retargeting can be positioned at almost any point in the process and enhance it. It's a beautiful thing. So with that said, let's look at some examples of funnels. All of these can be mixed, matched, modified, moved around, played with. At the end of the day, these are just examples and there's infinite possibilities. But the concepts are all the same. They're all the same. So with that said, I'm going to show you these examples. I'm going to give you guys some brain food, and then in the coming modules, we're going to get into how to actually put this stuff into practice and how to make it happen and how to do it physically. So here we go. Let's look at something simple: the crazy discount funnel. This is a funnel used great for restaurants, bars, gyms, even doctors' offices. Okay. So first we have the ad. In the ad, we're going to offer something of value, super cheap, or even free. Okay. On the landing page, we're going to capture their name, email, or phone, because we're asking for that in exchange for giving them this something awesome for free or cheap. And then on the thank you page, we're going to offer something even better if they take an action now, like if they call now or book a call now or whatever. And then we're going to use retargeting with micro videos, or we can use it with other things. And we're going to add value, and we're going to send people back to that thank you page. All right. So for instance, and again, I'm going to get into this, how to do this later, but we can set it up where whoever opted in and signed up on the landing page and then saw the thank you page, but didn't call or didn't book a call or didn't do whatever additional action you wanted, they're going to continuously see these retargeting videos and only them. And because you're only showing them to them, the retargeting ads are super cheap. Okay. Almost negligible cents, 1 to 2 cent video views sometimes. And what this is going to do is basically remind people, and it's going to push them back to your offer, And you can use that to push them back to your sale, to push them back to an event reminder. I'm going to show you some examples of that. But this is the crazy discounts funnel. So let's look at this in action. Or I'm sorry, let me go through the crowd funnel first, and then I'll show you some examples of the discount funnel. So this is the crowd funnel, and this funnel I actually used to make $900,000 off of a $441 ad budget for a real estate client. So in your ad, you offer irresistible event tickets. So basically, your ad is going to be something like, get a free ticket to this awesome event that is, really attractive. Okay. And then, of course, on the landing page, you collect their name, email, phone. That's pretty much what every landing page is going to do. Nothing special there. On the thank you page, you're going to offer something else super valuable for free if they confirm by calling. So they call up and they RSVP. All right. And when they get on the phone with the person, they're like, hey, awesome. Maybe it's a free t-shirt. Okay. Maybe it could be one of a million things. And then you're going to retarget these people with retargeting ads. Hey, don't forget April 21st, this event, make sure you're there. And then finally, when they get there, it only takes one person to buy, and then crowd psychology takes over. Now, I ran this crowd funnel with a real estate offer to a condo, and what happened was they got a bunch of people there. People started buying, and because they started buying, they were like, "Oh, I better buy too. And that crowd psychology came into play. And what happened was several people bought. In fact, about 75% of the people there bought, and they made $900,000. They sold 6 condos at. There's only 9 people there. They sold 6 condos at $150,000 each, $900,000 in sales. Now, the thing is when I did this for this client, they messed up the funnel because we didn't even do this part. We didn't even do the offer something valuable for free if they confirm by calling, because they didn't even have a phone team set up or nothing. I literally just went ad, landing page. I didn't do the retargeting at all. I didn't even do that. And just got them to the event. About 90 people signed up and 9 people attended. Now, if we would have done the whole funnel, if I could have got the client to cooperate a little bit more, I think about 30 people would have showed up and we would have sold more. So I'm a little disappointed that they didn't cooperate, but that's something you have to deal with clients. Some will cooperate and some won't. But you can see that even with an uncooperative client, I still did really well with this funnel. Okay. This funnel can also be used for webinars. I mean, think about it. You're offering an irresistible ticket to a webinar, free webinar. You collect their info. Maybe you offer them a free cheat sheet of the webinar or a free download of the slides if they respond and let them know about your business. So I might say, I just sent you a thank you email. Please respond to it and tell me a little bit about yourself. If you take the time to do that, I'll give you a free cheat sheet of the webinar slides. Or, if you share this page, I'll give you a free cheat, whatever action it is you want them to take, that's where you do it. And then on the retargeting, you have a video or whatever. It says, hey, don't forget, or it could just be an image. Hey, don't forget the webinars at this time on this date. Make sure you're there, and then of course in the sale, you get all these people on the webinar and one buys, another one buys, and then everybody starts buying. So this is the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. It's a crowd funnel. All right. It's the same concept, same thing. All right, so let's look at the nightclub funnel. Let's get a little bit more niched down to what we would use this for. This is literally where I started with Facebook ads. I started here, and it works. I ran an ad, and what it was a video showing really good times at the bar. Basically, I waited for a night for the bar to get busy. I took my DSLR video camera and I walked around and I filmed everybody having a great time, made a video out of it. And I said, hey, we're doing a superhero, and this is true. We're doing a superhero party on this date, or we're doing a Halloween party, or we're doing a Christmas in July party, or whatever the heck it is. So I show that ad and I offer that and I say, attend the event. So in this case, I didn't take them to a landing page. I actually took them to the Facebook event page for the bar, which served as my landing page. And on here, they would hit, attending or not attending. And the really cool thing about this is there's a lot of organic byproduct to this. And what I mean by that is, if one person signs up as a result of your ad to this Facebook event page, their friends will see that. And then maybe they'll go. So for every one person you sign up as a result of your Facebook ad, you may get 3 or 4 more people. So it kind of goes like somewhat viral and organic at that point, especially when it's local. Oh, you're going to that event? Oh, I'll be there too. We'll come hang out with you. And then of course we retarget based on, and because you can't really retarget, at least at that time, you can't retarget based on the event. What I did was I set up a custom audience, retargeting those that watched this video by 50%, because you can do that. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So anybody that watched this video ad, at least half of it, I knew they were somewhat interested. Nobody's going to watch a video, a half of a video, if they're not somewhat interested. So I created another ad. It would only be shown to those people. And I'd be like, hey, don't forget, this is the date of this event. Make sure you sign up here on the Facebook event page. And you can even say, for everybody that officially says they're going on the Facebook event page, you're going to get a free shot. Incentivize it. Okay. Again, this is all concepts that can be moved around, shifted. You can do a million different things with these things. All right. And that's what I'm giving you here. I'm giving you some examples so you can sort of get those brain gears turning. All right, let's look a little further. The birthday bar funnel. Now, as you guys know, or at least you should know, you can actually target people based on their birthday. There's a demographic section in Facebook ads. I think it's birthday in 2 weeks or something like that. So what you could do is you could do an ad where you offer a free VIP couch for your party, or a drink, or a bottle, or whatever it is. You offer them something. Hey, basically, if hey, we see you have a birthday coming up. If you want to do it at our nightclub or at our bar, we're going to give you this for free if you bring your party here. And then you take them to a landing page. And this landing page is something set up in lead pages or ClickFunnels or whatever. And on this, you capture their name, phone, and you call. You call them when they opt in. You call them. You say, hey, thank you for requesting this, happy birthday. We're gonna get you a couch, you know, and then the thank you page isn't really a thank you page, because the thank you page is kind of while you're on the phone with them, or it is a thank you page. Okay, so the thank you page is double. You know, if you call them, you're kind of, in a way, you're the thank you page. And then if they actually get to your thank you page, which they would if they opt in, they would go from the landing page to the thank you page. They're also going to see uh, an offer for a free bottle. You can do a well bottle. That's only $6 if they call and book now. So let me run through that again. They see an ad because their birthday's coming up where you get a free couch, you know, for your party. They give their name, email, and phone to claim this offer. Then they see a thank you page where it says, if you call right now and reserve your couch, we're going to also give you a free bottle. And then when you call them, you can also say, listen, if you actually reserve it right now, we'll give you a free bottle. So it's like kind of like a double thank you page. So you see, it's that same concept, but it's totally different, but it's the same concept. All right. So you can get a ton of birthdays in your bar. And when you have a bar or nightclub, the birthday thing is huge, because birthdays are like 15, 20 people. They spend like $1,000, just them. Plus they make your bar look busy. You know, it can turn a slow night into a grand profitable night. So this is the birthday bar funnel. I've used this a ton. My bars were friggin' packed. Did this crap all the time. All right, let's look at the gym funnel. Okay, so we do an ad. We offer a voucher for 1 month free. Now, some people will just offer 1 month free. I don't like that. I like to offer a voucher because that's something, even if it's emailed to them, it's still something like physical in their mind that they have to get that offer. There's a connection there. There's a tangible almost thing versus, oh, get a month free. That just kind of sounds like an ad. But if, oh, here's a voucher. Oh, well, I want that voucher. And if you say, oh, we only have 50 to give away, even if you really don't have 50 to give away, but if you add some scarcity into that, you're like, oh, we only have 50 vouchers to give away, 1 month free, it becomes more desirable. Okay, so now and think about this for a moment. People who want to join a gym, they care about cost. They care about wondering if it's right for them, this and that. So a month free is great. You know, it's a great thing. It's an awesome thing they want, and it's low on the value scale. So that's all you really need to give them. So they go to the landing page. Once again, boring old landing page, capture name, email, and phone. Then they see the thank you page. And on the thank you page, you offer a free training session if they call now and make an appointment now. So if they call now and book a time to come in and claim that voucher or start their membership or get that free training session, then they will get that free training session. Or maybe it's a t-shirt or whatever, okay? I think a free training session works great because the thing about those type of people is gyms actually, they make their money off people that sign up and never come, but they pay every month, or they come once a month. And people that get personal trainers, I think, tend to be a little bit closer to that, because if you have like the gym guy who's super buff, he's going to be in there 7 days a week, lifting, taking up the machines. He's probably not, he's going to see that personal training session thing and not going to care. And he's probably already got a gym anyway. So I like this funnel because it sort of attracts the right people for a gym. And then you retarget them with fitness tip videos filmed in the gym. So for instance, let's say they signed up on the landing page, they saw the thank you page. Now we're going to hit them up with videos of how to do this, how to do that, how to do a bicep curl, how to do this, how to, you know, lose weight doing that, filmed in the gym. It could be filmed on the iPhone. It's fine. And you push those out to people that saw the thank you page. And then you say at the end of the video, you give a call to action. Hey, don't forget, you can get a free training session if you book now. Click here. And that brings them back to the thank you page. Boom. They click. Boom. So you're pushing them back to, that call to action that you want them to do. So that's the gym funnel. And again, you can change this, modify it, and it'll still work as long as you stick to the strategy and the principles. All right, let's look at the doctor funnel. And this, again, keep in mind, guys, this doctor funnel, this gym funnel that I showed you, it's just a version of the crazy discount funnel. It's the same concept. All right. This is just how you might apply it. So the doctor funnel. So let's say it's a chiropractor. Stephanie's had some pretty good results with this. You know, you offer something like a cheap adjustment or x-rays, or I've actually seen some, people run some funnels. I saw this from the ClickFunnels community. There were some people that were actually offering a free massage, totally free, not discounted, totally free massage, and that was their ad. And they did very well with that. So the landing page, once again, boring. Capture the name, email, and phone. Make sure you echo the ad. And then on the thank you page, you offer something else if they call and book their appointment now. So like, let's say you're giving away, a $20 offer for x-rays and an adjustment. They get to the thank you page. If they book that appointment now, they're also going to get a free massage. Or let's say you're giving away a free massage. You could give away a free x-ray, whatever. Okay. You give them something else if they call now. And then once again, here's the retargeting videos. Let's say you film some basic videos, how you can help your back pain, how you can do this, how you can do that. Here's how we crack backs. Here's here's Julie. Julie is our new reception. Just, human things that people like, that add value. And you film these videos, maybe they're back pain tips, whatever, and you send them to people that saw the thank you page. You put them in front of people that saw the thank you page. And these retargeting ads will be super cheap because they're retargeting ads. And you push those people back to the thank you page, where if they book now, they'll get that free massage or whatever. All right. This is probably one of the reasons why a lot of you guys are failing, is because you're not retargeting. Okay. You're not retargeting, because think of all the leads that signed up at the thank you page, signed up at the landing page, hit the thank you page, and then got distracted. Maybe they intended to call now, but they can't call right now. Maybe it's late at night, whatever. So they forget. But if you hit them with retargeting ads, all those people, they'll be, oh, you know what? I should take that offer. Okay. Now, yeah, that there will be there will probably be 2, 3, 4 days a week in between the time a person sees this thank you page, decides not to call. They see 2 or 3 retargeting videos, and they, you know what? I'll call. But again, overall, you're going to get a lot of results from that. You don't expect to run an ad, and in 5 hours, if you don't get a new patient or something, you freak out. That's craziness. So I hope this is making it clear to you guys who are currently running ads, maybe for local ads, that if you're not including retargeting, that's a big problem. You definitely should enhance your funnel with that. Okay, now let's talk about some higher end funnels, because those were relatively low on the value scale. Gyms, dentists, chiropractors, restaurants, bars, relatively low on the value scale. Let's look at some stuff a little higher on the value scale. All right, the coaching funnel. All right, so let's say you offer private coaching, like you're a business coach or something like that. Facebook ad, landing page, deliver with the bait, survey, calendar, phone call. Let me go through this. Facebook ad. You mentioned the pain. The pain is what they have that they want your coaching to get rid of. Then the desire. The desire is what they want in the end after your coaching. Okay. They may not know that they want your coaching yet. They just know that they have pain and they have a desire. So you're going to mention that. You're not even telling them you're a coach yet. Then you prove that you have attained that desire. So if they want to increase their income, and they're struggling, and you mention that, and then you say, well, look what I did here. Like, for instance, if I say, how I made $14,000 off a list of 500, which I did with this course launch, I can mention that result. And a lot of people who do product launches, but are struggling, but that's what they want. They want a great launch where they make a lot of money. That's their desire. So I then offer to solve that problem with a freebie. And that's my bait. Okay. So I might say, if you'd like me to show you how I did this, click here for this free webinar, or click here for this free case study, or whatever. So they go to the landing page. You keep it simple: picture, background, video, headline, big ass button. These are just some things to keep in mind. Keep it very simple. Echo the Facebook ad and get your name, email, phone. A lot of times you don't have phone in this. You just have name and email, or sometimes just email. But you get that stuff on your landing page. And that takes them to the bait. Now, the bait is actually on the thank you page. This is the thank you page. So it's a value video. Or if it's a webinar, then it would be on a page that, the thank you page might say, hey, download or, add this to your iCalendar. Okay. And then you would remind them, of course, when the webinar is. Or if it's a value video, and I like a value video for this. which is basically like maybe a 10-minute video. It could be slides, whatever, that is embedded on the thank you page. And that's your bait. And in this video, you give them something they can use now and see results, impress the shit out of them, and just impress them and show them that you can solve their problem, or you can at least solve one part of their problem. PDF is good, but video or webinar is better if you can do it. So imagine if I was doing a webinar on Facebook ads and I showed you how to do targeting, but you still have to know how to write ad copy, how to set up your funnels, whatever. Okay. That's where I would then say at the end of this value video or this webinar, if you'd like to learn this part, or if you'd like to learn, I might even show you the whole process. But if I might say, if you'd like me to help you implement this into your business, or if you'd like me to show you the next part, or let's say it's health coaching and I showed you some tips. If you'd like me to develop a specific plan for you, whatever, click on this survey and let me know a little bit more about you, or click the next button to go to this survey and let me know a little bit more about you and see if we're a good fit. So then on this survey page, you ask specific questions to qualify your customer and make sure they are right for you. And then at the end of that survey, there's another button that says, go ahead and book your call now. That takes them to your Calendly page, or whatever. You can use, there's other websites, but use a booking website to have them book a call with you. I use Calendly, or yes, Calendly. That's how you pronounce it. And I think it's free. I have the free version. I don't know if or maybe I have the paid version. I don't know, but either way, it's free or cheap. And that's what you use. And then they book the call and they get on the call, and you use the 2-question close to get your new client. And the two question close is in this course at the end. So again, all this stuff I'm going to cover in the course. I'm just showing you what it is. All right. And what we're going to do. And then I'll show you how to do each part. But let me just quickly tell you why this funnel is great for coaching. If someone sees the ad, then decides to go to the landing page and sign up, then decides to fully watch your bait video or consume your PDF or whatever, then they decide to actually take the time to fill out a survey, and then they decide from that survey to book a call, and then they get on the phone with you. By that time, they're really into you. It's not going to be difficult to sell them. They're ready to be sold. I mean, they went through all that just to get on the phone with you. They're hot. They're a hot customer. They're ready to be sold. Okay. So that's what you got to remember, that there's a little filtering process to this funnel as well. All right. It makes the sale a lot easier. So let me give you an example. I have a private coaching student. Her name's Jessica Fernley. Okay. And Jessica's a private coaching student, and we were working on a funnel for her. She's a business coach. And what she does is she helps people make more money from their existing business. So she doesn't teach people how to get new business. She doesn't teach people how to market. She teaches people how to take the existing clients or the existing revolving business that she has and pull more money out of it. All right. That's her thing. So I said to her, all right, well, let's figure out your funnel. Let's figure it out. So I asked her, I said, think of your best client, the one you've got the most results for. Tell me about him. So her result client is an architect named David. So I said, okay, Jessica, how much was David making when he first signed up with you before your coaching? Well, he was making $2,000 a month. Okay. After hiring you, what was he making? Well, she told me that he was making consistent $10K a month, and last month he actually had a record $17K. And I said, well, that's great. I said, now how did you do it? Can you specifically tell me tell me the top 3 things that you did? Okay, the top 3 things that you did to make this happen. So she said, well, we set sales targets. We reverse engineered his existing business, and we track sales. I said, okay, that's great. So we look over here. How did she do it? She helped him set sales goals. She showed him how to reverse engineer his business, and she showed him how to better track sales. That's how she did it. So I said, okay, that's great. That's fantastic. But it's a little boring. Let's call it some fancy names. People like fancy names. So I said, let's create a 3-step process and call it fancy names. What I did for David, created a sales scale, showed him result hacking, and showed him how to create a personalized customer journey. Now, this is the same stuff as this. It just has fancy names. And when people see something with fancy names, they're like, oh, well, what is that? Oh, what is result hacking? I got to learn that. It's enticing to people, okay? Plus, it's a little entertaining, and it's just a little better than just calling it a bland, boring name. So Jessica's freebie, and this title could change. This is just kind of what we came up with as a starting point. How to make more money from your existing business with a simple 3-step process. This is an okay title. We're probably going to work on this a little bit more depending. But this is a great start to this freebie title. I might call it how to double your business in 3 simple steps, or in these 3 simple steps, or free cheat sheet, or whatever we decide to do. But we just came up with this. So let's look a little bit further at how to implement this into the funnel. All right. So she does a Facebook ad. She mentions the pain of, having working a lot, but not making a lot from your existing business. She introduces herself and who she is. She mentions the results. So she's going to mention David, because that's what they want. They want to make more money from their existing business. And that's what David did. So she mentions it. Let me tell you about David. When David started with me, he was making $2,000 a month, and now he's making $17,000 a month, and this and that. So then we offer the bait. If you'd like to see how this can work for your business, I'd like to show you this 3-step process, very simple 3-step process that I use for David to take him from $2,000 to $17,000 a month, or 10, or whatever it is, $10,000 a month. And I'm going to give it to you for free. Just click the link in this ad, and I'll send you the video right over, whatever. So she goes to the landing page, and it's the same video as in the ad, preferably, with a big button to download the 3-step process. So the bait, which is the thank you page, is her value video, what I like to call it, like a mini webinar that you don't have to register for. It's just the video, which is on the thank you page, and that's her bait, teaching the 3-step process, 1, 2, 3. At the end of the video, if you would like help using this for your business, click this button, to complete a customer survey, see if we can work well together, and book a call. So they go to this customer survey. You ask questions, you make sure you're a good fit, and then there's the button to book the call. So she books the call. She uses Calendly to let them book a call, and then she gets on the call. She uses the 2-question close. Boom, done. The whole time, anybody that signed up at the landing page and visited the bait page but didn't visit the customer survey page, because you can actually create a custom audience, people who visited this page but didn't visit that page. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that in the resulting, or in the coming modules, but I'm just saying that right now you can do that. So you would do that. You would retarget with micro value videos that go over only 1 step, link to bait video with a 3-step process. So let me explain this. What I want her to do is I want her to create this value video explaining the 3-step process, and then offering to show you how to do it with your business. And that's where this survey and the call booking comes in. Then I want her to break each step up and make 3 retargeting videos and target people who didn't finish who didn't get to this step. And she's going to go into more detail on that 1 step. And then at the end of the video, she's going to say, if you would like to watch the full 3-step process and book a call with me to see how you can use this in your business, click the link included with this video. And that pushes them back to this page. And this page has the big button that takes them to this page, which takes them to this page, which gets them on the phone, and she gets her new client. So I hope you guys are seeing how this all works together, and symbiotically to get them from looking at a Facebook ad in their newsfeed and getting them to that sale. This is just what I came up with for Jessica. So my question is, do you guys want to see my funnel for this course? All right. I'm actually going to show you my exact funnel that I did for this very course. And you guys all went through this funnel. All right. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to break down what this funnel is. All right. This is the exact funnel that I used for this course launch. If you're watching a relaunch, I might have used a different funnel, but for this launch that I did in July of 2016, this is the exact funnel. Okay. This is the Dan Henry funnel. I know this is like, whoa. Okay, but let me go ahead and explain this. And this is my modification of it. This is how I made it happen. So I had two baits going on. And keep in mind, guys, this is an advanced funnel. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to think this is, don't try to do this with your first one. This is advanced, all right? But let me break down what I did here. I had a free cheat sheet. This free cheat sheet was on my homepage of my website, and it was I believe it was seven proven steps to creating, running, and profiting from Facebook ads. All right, and I also had free webinars that I did from time to time, and I did replays and stuff like that, and I ran ads to that. So this was actually organic because a lot of people read my lead pages article that I got interviewed on, and that mentioned the freebie, or they found me on my website, or people saw me in groups. So this really wasn't, there wasn't a lot. I didn't actually run any Facebook ads to this. And then there was the webinars that I ran Facebook ads to. Okay. Landing page. I'm going to skip, obviously, I collected info, and both of these went to a thank you page where there was a very important thing that happened. I invited them to my private Facebook group. This was my call to action for my thank you page. Now I didn't say, oh, if you do this right now, because it really wasn't, it really wasn't necessary in this particular instance. I just said, do me a favor and join my strategy group. But I put more bait out there. I said, there's, I'm in there every day. I'm helping people. There's tons of entrepreneurs, both beginners and seasoned, when we all help each other. So I give them this bait. All they got to do is click on this link and join the Facebook group. So they did. And in this Facebook group, I continue, and it's the Superhero Entrepreneurs group. You guys know what group it is. I continued to help people build my brand, and just warm people up, because at this point they're cold traffic. And at this point they're getting warmer. They're in my group. I'm talking with each other personally. And this is how I made $14,000 off of 500 leads, because I took the time to nurture those leads. This was a several week process, by the way. So then what I did was I took videos of all my media appearances when I got interviewed on CBS, NBC, CW, even my article on lead pages. I just did a link to that. And actually that particular ad I did run for clicks, because the only point of it was to run it to the lead pages article, which of course I can't put my pixel on there or anything. That's their website. So that in that one instance, I ran a clicks campaign. I normally run conversions, and we'll be getting into that. We'll be getting into all that later. But I continuously showed everybody that hit my landing page and was on my email list videos of my media appearances. Why? Because if they're constantly seeing videos of me being interviewed on TV, and it says at the bottom, Facebook, Dan Henry, Facebook ads expert, they're going to continuously get used to me being this really important guy that gets interviewed on TV, or at least important enough to, be called a Facebook ads expert. So obviously there must be something to this guy. I got to look into this guy more. This gets them even warmer. Okay. So then after several weeks of this, okay, bouncing between these two, retargeting them, showing my results and my client stuff and all that in the Facebook group, eventually I take them through a 6-part email sequence, which I'll get into that another day, but I'm going to keep it in this one little box for now. 6-part email sequence. And this 6-part email sequence is actually the same email sequence I helped Nat Tucker when we did her course launch. And I think she made like 15 grand within the first 48 hours or something like that. It's a great email sequence. So I did this 6-part email sequence. And in this email sequence, I mentioned there were some free videos. And I had video 1, video 2, video 3. Now, if you watch video 1, or if you were on my list, but you didn't watch video 1, I actually ran a retargeting ad that pushed you back to video 1. I'm like, hey, you didn't watch video 1, watch video 1. And actually, I don't have room for it on this slide, but I actually ran another retargeting ad that if you only watched 25% of video 1, I pushed you back to that as well. Okay. So, there should be double the slides in this section, but for the sake of space, I didn't do that. But so I had basically 2 each of these for each video. So if you didn't watch the full video, I said, hey, don't forget to watch the full video. And then I said, if you forgot video 1, meaning, you're on my email list, but you didn't see video 1, hey, watch video 1. So I pushed people back to make sure they consumed that video. I did the same thing for video 2, and I did the same thing for video 3. And video 3 had a call to action to go to the sales page. The end of the 6-part email sequence also went to the sales page. At this point, I did a course open ad, which again was retargeting people that were on the list. Hey, the course is open. Sent that to the sales page. Right before the course closed, I did it. Hey, course is closing ad. Sent that to the sales page. I did a testimonial video of students from, private coaching students and students from the very first launch, which was sort of like a test launch. And I showed that video and I pushed that back to the sales page. And then also, there was 3 plans for the course at this point. Solo starter, pro certification, and live mastermind. If you went to the checkout page for plan 1, but you didn't actually see the thank you page, you're all signed up, I would hit you with an ad that said, hey, I see you almost checked out for solo starter. Look, it's a great program. This is what it is. Let me explain it. Go ahead and sign up. And I sent that back to the sales page. I did the same thing if they went to the pro certification. I said, hey, this is what pro certification is. Finish checking out. And I sent that back to the sales page. I did the same thing with plan 3. Hey, I saw that you almost bought this plan. Push them back to the sales page. So you can see over time, not only did I take people and get them super warm, got them used to me, but then I made sure they consumed my content through retargeting ads. And then I pushed them all back to where I wanted them to be, which was the sales page. Now, to make, again, if I had a list of 5,000, I would have made several $100,000. But the way I run courses is I like to do them in phases. I like to do a coaching webinar, and I'll get into this perhaps later in the course, but I do a group coaching webinar offer, and I run that small, like to a list of I run it to 100 leads. And when I did, I had 80 leads. I made 4,000. Okay. And just to test the concept. So that worked. So then I'm like, okay, let me put this all together in a course, like an actual course, not a coaching webinar, an actual course where they can watch videos. And let me offer that. And I'll do 500 leads. So I ran it and I got 500 leads and I launched to that. Boom. Made $14,000 off of that 500 leads. Now, tell me that's a lot. That's a lot of money off of that little of a list. A lot of people don't realize, they think that's impossible. But if you take the time to nurture your list, it is possible. So now that I know that that I like this funnel, I might adjust some things. I think I'm going to adjust my freebie. I think my freebie next time, I'm going to do this sort of whiteboard thing. And I'm going to actually teach them some funnels. And then I'm going to say, hey, if you'd like to learn Facebook ads, I'm going to move them that way instead. I might change my webinar a bit and again, teach some funnels and then move it into the course that way. I'll try another thing. And the next time I'll probably launch to a list of maybe 2,000. And once I've narrowed it down to where I like it and it's minimal work on my part, people are signing up, then I'll spend 10 grand in 2 weeks. I'll build a quick list of 10,000 people and I'll make a buttload of money in one shot. Okay. And now I can relaunch that same course over and over and over and over and over and just make disgusting money. All right. So that's my process for courses, which that's not really the scope of this training of this course. I'm just sort of giving you an insight into that. Who knows? Maybe I'll make a course on course launches